a small business and you want to be prepared, you got to have someone doing it for you, and she's the one. But now we're going to move into our local focus segment. And our local focus segment this week is honoring National Reading Month with Andre Renee Harris, Writes Publishing. So it's our pleasure to introduce him, and he is the founder of Andre Renee Writes Publishing. And after 2 decades of being a successful business owner in Northwest Indiana, it's like Indiana just taking over the roundtable today.
Indeed.
Totally.
Like,
Indeed.
Why are we even calling this the local focus? You should have been on like a different thing. Like, let's just call it the Indiana focus because everybody is focused on Indiana right now. I mean, I'm not hating. I absolutely love it.
We consider ourselves a suburb of Chicago anyway.
That is true because a lot of us do go across the border to buy cars.
No.
And everything else.
And you're right, and gas.
gas.
You're right.
And now soda pop stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
And we should be going across to buy books from you.
Let's talk about
Let's
that.
talk about that. So here's the great thing about Andre, his passion for writing and authorizing. Please help me with my words today. Like it's just been a hard time. Authoring 2 children's books, Teach Me How to Play and I'm Special Too. These works feature diverse characters from various backgrounds and cultures. This is why this is important. Are your children today reading books with characters and situations that directly relate to them? Or are you still letting them read Mary Poppins and Pippi Longstocking? I love those things, but I was never going to be Pippi Longstocking, and I would never have a Mary Poppins in my house. Didn't relate to me. So Andre is doing that, and I'm very, very excited. And Teach Me How to Play, children successfully learn how to enjoy one another's company despite the barrier of languages and traditional differences in culture. This is what I'm talking about. So why kids books? When we think about all of the books that you could have created, and how many people make tons of money with bestsellers talking about sex, money, drugs, their childhood being beaten, and all this other stuff, why did you decide to take the route of talking about things that are nice for kids?
Well, in reality, we have written around 17 books. Kids' books are our focus now. We do have all of the other books. One of the other books that we have that I want to promote now is the 7 Facts You Should Know Before Starting Your First Business. So be on the lookout for that. We do have a poetry book that's accompanied with the poetry book. We have a poetry CD, 14 tracks with music. But the focus now is the children. For 2017, we want to talk about the children. We heard it takes a village to raise a child. A lot of books now, or we have the iPads, and we give our kids something to pacify them. We give them a PlayStation thing or whatever that's out now. My daughter's 18, so I don't know what's out now for kids. And so in my book writings, I wanted to focus on my psychology background. And I wanted to put lessons in the books in an entertaining way. So, and Teach Me How to Play, when we talk about her father being the Secretary of State, and they're going to the daycare once a year, all of the heads of states could bring their children to the daycare. And Naya, who's the main focus of the first 3 books, we have 10 children's books. We have 4 that's in production now. We have workbooks. We have a resident therapist who's in the shadows hiding that helps us co-write the therapeutic books. But for the entertaining books, Naya and her friends has to figure out how can we talk and work together without even knowing that these people from different countries. And the symbolism that's there is dealing with children that's different from you. A lot of our books have hidden meanings, like I'm Special Too deals with disappointment. She have a brother that's coming, she thinks it's about a birthday party. And we was a child, when we had that birthday party coming, we always excited like, yo, I got this birthday party, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then come to find out there's another surprise. And when you read the book, when you purchase the book, then you can see what the surprise was, and then the baby.
Hold on a second. One thing that is really sticking out right now is something that you very rarely hear is the fact that you are bringing on a medical professional to help you co-write these books so that these children can work through what they're going through.
Indeed.
And I'm confused as to why this wonderful medical professional is in the studio but shaking her head like she don't want to be on the microphone.
Indeed.
Okay, let's talk about why is this important and how does this actually work? So people are probably listening like, man, well, a psychologist is writing these words, I mean, but I'm going to be the one reading it. I don't think it will work. What would you say to that?
Indeed, the way we write, we encourage, we educate, we guide in subtle ways. Our books are designed and they're beautiful, beautiful illustrations. A big shout out to Felicia Whaley. She's a wonderful, wonderful illustrator. We love her to death, and we pay her greatly. So we love her, no doubt. But when you read the books, you're going to see in subtle ways how we teach the children life lessons. We have a book that's coming out very shortly, I'm Not Afraid of Bullies. And that particular book all by itself have 4 different scenarios that you can address with your children of how you may succumb to bullying and how to deal with bullying. And Teach Me How to Play and I'm Not Afraid of Bullies, we encourage the children, which is a very point life lesson, to solve the problem themselves. So if it was me and my daughter was getting bullied, there's no question. I would knock on the parents' door while they're sleeping and say, hey, that's my daughter.
And
Leave
not
her
the
alone.
kid upside the head, too.
Well, see, we on live TV so, or radio.
I can say what I want.
Indeed. You'll show your world. And so it Teach Me How to Play. We teach the child subtly how to learn these life lessons, how to deal with conflict resolution,
Right.
how to deal with people that's different from you, with love and respect. We was at Indy reading to the children at a charter school. And it was just wonderful how receptive and how perceptive they was. So at the end we asked them, what did we teach you? And they would tell us, to play with people, you need to have love and respect. That's one of the 4 themes of this book. In the book that you hold, I'm Special Too, they all knew that she was disappointed because it was not a birthday party that was the main focus, but the surprise. And when you buy the book, you'll see what the surprise is.
Now, tell me a little bit more about the choice of shading, the skin tone, of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that is very important, and I think is super important, especially for young Black girls, is to see people of their skin tone, to have crayons so that they can legitimately draw themselves. I remember being, in kindergarten, and the only shade I had was like black, like the street, or something that was like super, super dark brown. I could never really draw myself, picture myself. And then now in this day and age, we have mixed so much. I feel like I say all the time, I'm like, in 100 years, everybody just gonna be light skinned. It's just gonna be like a shade of tan.
Wow.
So tell me what was the method behind choosing this in particular skin tone of this group, and why did you pick this texture of hair? And if you all are looking at Facebook Live, it's not super kinky, it's not super straight, it's not super dark, it's not super light. You could be like, yo, that could possibly be my dad, my cousin, my brother, or what have you. Tell us more about that.
We wanted to put things as a medium. We want to try to we want everybody to relate to the characters. And as you stated before, a lot of people are mixed. Well, I'm Black, Italian, and German. And so if I had hair, that would be that would have been me.
If you all are watching Facebook Live, he's bald, but you have a beard though.
Yeah.
That's good, so we can identify that you are someone of color.
Indeed. Indeed. I get a lot of different things. Are you Colombian? Are you Arabic? And I can speak a little Arabic. I can speak a little Spanish. But at the end of the day, I wanted to put things in the middle. So it wasn't that I was particularly looking for a skin tone. When we came up with the characters, we didn't want to look like my daughter. She's very beautiful. She could look. This could be her. But we wasn't aiming for that. It just kind of happened. However, there is a desert for people of color in children's books, and I wanted to tackle that. We are here. We are ebony, and we are successful.
100%.
Indeed.
100%. What type of reviews of success have you seen over the course of you publishing these books? Parents, children, tell us about some success.
Well, we hired a publicist.
Hallelujah. Is it CWIP?
Indeed.
Yo, is this show just like rigged and set up? No.
In a good kind of way.
In a good way.
in a
I'm like,
positive way.
we Indiana and clients and customers took over the show today. Y'all are cousins. The family took over, and I didn't even know everybody
studio
was
took over.
related.
You have to love us.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. But you all could have told me that you all were just this team, and I'm just an outlier.
A super
And
team.
side note, the high school mates.
West Side High, we bleed orange and blue.
West Side
Indeed.
High.
1990, that means we're 25.
Right.
And so,
And holding.
and holding, right? We have a holding pattern. Indeed. So, yeah, we want to come out with this wonderful CWIT team. She's a wonderful, wonderful publicist. This is our 4th radio interview. We've been in Indy twice. We have a tour. We call it the winter spring tour. We're going to start in Memphis. We're going to hit Atlanta. We're going to almost take up roots there. And then we're going to end it with the Carolinas. In January, we're securing the theater. And we're going to have a one-man show with my poetry. And I'm going to give you my best 14 tracks. Some from this CD and some from the book. And we're shopping it to a network that I can't say right now, because legal and my PR company won't allow me, but we want people to see what Andre Renee Wright's publishing company, LLC, a Midwest Indiana company, brings to bear. My goal is 2 things. First of all, we want to set another foundation for the children. Our children are our future. If you want to have better politicians, you have to invest. You can have the adults, you give us the children. We give them the tools they need, what they need, so they can become successful individuals like CWIT, like a therapist, like the radio host, like the attorney, accountant, the technical that he is. We need that. So we have to start with our children, and then we could grow from there.
This has been absolutely amazing. Tell us how we can go about purchasing these great books to put in our homes to read to our kids and nieces and cousins or what have you.
Beautiful. You could go to my website, and everything has a link to it. ARWRITES. That's arrights.com. ARWRITES.com. My editor, did I do that right?
Very good.
Thank you so much for joining
Blessings.
us,
Thank
and that is going to wrap up our great show today. And it's been such a pleasure hearing about all of your journey in business. Jamal dropped some very technical knowledge this morning. It was deep. He said, if y'all, his mic isn't on, thank God it isn't. He said always. Goodness gracious. That does it for me in this week's Urban Business Roundtable. Make sure you tune in next week for more dynamic interviews and useful information. Shout out to Ariel Investments. Thank you for investing in us.